All right, so let's do some quick lessons before we round up. Okay, I was doing some quick research as we were talking, especially for the earlier part of the show, because I strongly believe that this is one of the things that's breaking marriages apart. I strongly disagree with Brother Ben in terms of strategy. Okay, I don't think anybody wakes up and say, I'm not going to share with you without some very toxic relational issues between them and their partner from the past. Okay, I don't think so. I think most people, like I said about people that go and build a house and they're hiding, women in particular. If a woman feel the need to do that, it's because there have been issues in that marriage, in that relationship, and that's why oftentimes I can't. There's no need to judge. That's just where that relationship is. They don't feel safe. They do what they have to do to feel safe, and it is what it is. You will never get 100% of that person potentially ever again, right? So if they're traditional enough to still stay in your household and they're still your wife, many of them don't have sex anymore for years. So they're just doing, we're husband and wife. In fact, some of them cheat on each other. They are already aware of what it is. The question is that what you want? That's probably not what you want. If 100% agree with Brother Ben on this one, people should be sharing. But should be. It's a fantasy. They will only do that when they feel like it. If they have to do it from a place of rules and regulation, instructional, they won't do it. It's only a matter of time. Could it last? Could it work? What you want them to do is feel safe enough to be doing that anyway, from a place of free will and freedom. And no, we can't compare men and women together. We can't say, what if a man does that? No, it's not the same thing, Society kind of accepts that a man does certain things and he gets away with that anyway, especially in Nigerian society. So I'm not sure if that's a fair comparison. Plus, in addition to that, I think if you don't call, let's say you were supposed to go home and you don't call, if there was no issue there, your wife or your husband will call you and say, where are you? Because there was no issues. Oh yeah, babe, I was getting ready to call you. This is how it plays out. I was getting to call you, but then I got caught up. Yes, I'm staying a little bit later at work today. Oh yeah, I went this other route today. If there are no issues, if there are issues before, the answer will be like, why are you asking me that? Why are you asking me a jump question?
These nuts. Got him. Got him.
Kilo Deo, why are you calling me? Oh, you were supposed to be home at 2 or 4. Well, I'll be home soon. There's a difference. It's a difference, because there are deeper issues. Thank you, Brother Ben. I appreciate you so much for that super chat. They don't pressurize it. But thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you, Brother Ben. This means a lot. Oh, wow. So, yeah, this issues, but here's what Gemini, the Google AI says about this story, okay? I might disagree with some of the stuff because the AI, they're mad sometimes. All right, so I might disagree, but let me just read. It says, analysis of the story, the red flag. The biggest concern in this story is the boyfriend's reaction to the haircut. The biggest concern, I agree. That's what the AI say. Let me show you so you can know. Say, I know the cap. Okay, I'm just reading what you're looking at in front of you. The biggest concern in this story is the boyfriend's reaction to the haircut. I didn't say anything. I just basically posted it. Read the story below and analyze. Okay. And it says, is the reaction is the haircut. It's a red flag that he expects permission for such a personal decision. This is a personal decision. The haircut is a personal decision. Going to Dallas in the middle of the night randomly is not exactly a personal decision when you are a person of a certain age and you have a family at home. That's not a personal decision. Okay? They're different. A healthy relationship respects your autonomy over your body and appearance. It doesn't mean that a person will not come to you and share with you, but they will have to feel safe enough to do that. That's the difference. It continues. The communication breakdown is anger and the subsequent silent treatment, not picking up calls or responding to messages, are unhealthy communication methods. He might think he's gotten away. I think this girl has actually gotten away. That man will collect somewhere in the future. The worst part about that is that nobody will remind you that you remember you have been doing this for a long time. Nobody will remind him. He will just think that the village people are after him. A mature approach would involve expressing his preference. He doesn't give himself permission to have preference. Like, be okay that you have a preference. Express that. You have a low cut. I prefer long hair. And, you say that gracefully, and then she will grow the hair back. If we are assuming the story that Braben is in the direction he's going, if I was to assume, I would just say, check on him, make sure he's okay. Like I said earlier. Expressing his preference and having a conversation about it. Yeah, have a conversation about it. Right? Give yourself permission to have a conversation about it. As opposed to the expectation that she should come and ask for permission. I'll tell you, there are certain things that I will tell you right now that it's better to ask for forgiveness before you ask for permission. There are certain things like that. All right? But again, the way he said it earlier is that it's not everything. Like, there are certain things that you just be quicker to ask for forgiveness than asking for permission. As long as it's not hurtful, it's not a family type of decision you should make together. Like, for example, stuff like your haircut. If you know that it's always blocking you or will make you feel terrible about it before, I will tell you, ask for forgiveness before you ask for permission, because that's it. If you love that person, at least you give them a pass. If that person continues to do that behavior and is showing up in other aspects of life, you probably will leave them. You will dump them. Gentlemen, you probably will get dumped again if you don't control these things. And you can, dump, okay? Well, that's not what you want, remember? Okay. Relationship status. While not officially married, this behavior raises concerns about control and possessiveness. It's important to establish healthy boundaries earlier on. This is what a lot of people mean by boundaries. Right? This is what they mean. Chidiba say, hey, I get emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is science. It's not some fluff that was created out of thin air, as some of my African brothers might try to. This is real. Like a lot of our forefathers, they had emotional intelligence. If anybody mentioned Shango, Ogun, all of these deities that were extremely influential people, they had emotional intelligence. Let's not be deceiving ourselves. The reason why they were leaders and turned to gods is because they had emotional intelligence. I beg, leave my brother alone. Don't pressurize him. Wow. Okay, so Gemini is still talking. Gemini says, while not officially married, this behavior raises concern. Your feelings, okay, so Gemini continues, says, your feelings. It's understandable to be confused and hurt. You did nothing wrong by wanting a haircut. Trust your gut feeling. Something feels off. Okay. Now, it also goes on to say what to do. Let me show this bigger so you guys can see it bigger, actually. It goes on to say what to do. Consider the bigger picture. Is this controlling behavior a one-time incident or a pattern? Ladies, people do change. People do evolve. People do get better. People do learn better and do better. Please don't tell yourself that people never change. I always disagree with that. Okay? I always disagree with that. People do evolve and people can change. Okay? Now, if they've shown you patterns, then you have to trust your gut about that pattern. What is a pattern? Well, 3, 4, 5 times. You start to see, back off a little bit. Let them figure it out. Have them to go and see a coach. That's okay. That's all right. Evaluate the relationship. Does this behavior align with what you want in a pattern? Personally, if he's blocked you, I disagree with the Gemini here all the way. There's nothing to consider. If he blocked you in 3 months in, please just believe God at that point in time. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah, this one is not worth it, okay? It's too early. It's too early. Okay, brotherly, you block the person because of this reason. There's nothing wrong with your preference. Just again, you don't really have to be blocking people for that. You could just express your preferences. You can even express that you're not interested in the relationship anymore. You know. But if it's because of haircut, I mean, I think it's deeper than haircut. If you got dumped because of haircut, it's probably deeper than haircut. Ladies, this should go to you. If somebody blocked you because of haircut, it's probably deeper than that. It's probably something else. If you notice that you get dumped randomly, that you're getting ghosted, and you don't even understand it, you need to talk to someone. There's a reason. That's a pattern. That's a pattern. Okay. Gemini says, don't feel obligated to stay in a situation that makes you uncomfortable. You deserve a partner who respects you and your decisions. So now, what did ChatGPT say? ChatGPT is basically what I posted into the chat that you saw earlier on. ChatGPT said, this story depicts, let me show you. ChatGPT said, this story depicts a situation where the narrator, a woman, shows her new partner a photo of her hair. Let me see here. Of her hair after getting a low cut, only to be met with anger because she didn't ask for his permission beforehand. So you notice, I don't know if the person said the word permission, but well, it is permission. She said the word permission. So maybe it's notification. She said, Oga got hungry. He said I should have taken permission. Okay. So maybe the guy, get this twist right here. Maybe the guy didn't actually say the word permission, but that's how she felt. Like, yeah, I should come and ask you permission. The feeling is the more of the valid results you're creating. That's what you should pay attention to, not your intentions. Your intentions is not the most valid thing you should pay attention to. It's what the other person felt. If you are trying to influence, you have to pay attention to the feeling of the other person, not your intentions. Your intentions should be good enough for you. It's good. You're a good person. You have good intentions. Just understand that in life, most of the time, it's not enough. Sorry. Sorry. Attention's not good enough, okay? The guy's reaction seems to be disproportionate to the situation. That means Coco makes sense. That means there must be something as ladies. You got dumped for something deeper. It could be his problem. It could also be your problem. If you're noticing that multiple people are dumping you for you are just confused after every ghosting. That's you, ladies. Pay attention. Leading the narrator to question the state of their relationship. Here is an analysis of the situation. Number one, control and possession. The guy's reaction suggests a desire for control and possession over the narrator, as he believes he should have been consulted before she made a decision about her own appearance. Her own appearance, they're trying to say that's a personal space thing, okay? It's a privilege when you have a person who shares that with you. It means pat yourself on the back. You've done a good job at making that person feel safe. Say, I did well. I made that person feel safe. But it's a privilege. That means they actually chose from a place of free will to share that personal thing with you. ChatGPT says this could be a red flag. Could be a red flag. It's not necessarily a red flag. It could be a red flag indicating controlling behavior. Number two, communication breakdown. The fact that the guy hasn't responded to calls, we've covered that, right? 5 days indicates significant breakdown in communication. All right. Number three, unequal power dynamics. Let me see what this is. The imbalance in power dynamics is evident. With the guy asserting authority over the narrator's personal choices, this can create an unhealthy dynamic where one partner feels subordinate to the other. Yeah. So even if they subject themselves to you temporarily, eventually they will resent it. Your breakfast just day much more hotter and bigger. Number four, signs of manipulation. By ignoring the narrator's attempts to communicate, the guy might be trying to manipulate her emotions and actions, possibly regain control or exert dominance in the relationship. Yep, possibly. Maybe not. Number five, questioning the relationship. The narrator's confusion and uncertainty about the situation suggests that she is re-evaluating the relationship. No, auntie, you don't collect breakfast already. Leave it alone. Just keep it moving. Overall, the story highlights issues of control, communication, power dynamics in relationship. It serves so yes, communication. To yield back to what Brother Ben was really highlighting, communication plays a big role here. Where I always disagree when people bring communication into a relationship matter is your focus should be in the method of communication, not just giving yourself credit for talking. That's not good enough. All right, not good enough. That's it today. I appreciate you all. Thank you. Brother Ben, please drop super. Brother Ben, no, that's a good question. Patterns versus random incident. Listen, these things are everywhere. You can learn this stuff, but you can read it everywhere. But we need to break it down. We need to break it down. How does our culture play a role into this? Which is one of the reasons why I appreciate a lot of what Brother Ben brings to the table. But you ladies are able to respond in a way that this is what you're going to get. This is what you're going to encounter. Some of these responses. And if you can assess it now, we can talk about it. We can have conversations around it. I agree to disagree sometimes, But me, generally, a lot of these are no opinions, okay? I usually come from a place of the results we are creating. You cannot argue with your destiny. You can't, right? Now, when I disagree, I'm clear to say I disagree on the strategy, and I'll give the reason. Say that strategy, you are trying to control as opposed to learning how to influence and win friends. Okay? That is more sustainable over time. You're going to enjoy your relationship better over time. You're going to earn respect. You're going to earn trust. You're going to earn submission. Submission, trust, respect. These things are not things you can use control to exert. Oh my backfire. Will it work? That's all I have for today. That's all I have. I want to say thank you to Brother Ben and Sister Natu for the $10 and the $20 super chat. I appreciate you all. I appreciate you so much. And for sponsoring the show. Chidima says, please do a show on what men stand to gain from creating a safe space for women in relationship. Good necessary. No. Unnecessary. We're going to do a show on it. I'll put that in the backlog. Absolutely. I think it's necessary, But let me look at our numbers. So I'll tell you what we're dealing with in terms of demographic here. I just like to be honest and be transparent with regards to that. So in the last 28 days, okay, I know that men are here because I can see the numbers. All right, so in the last 28 days, we've had 70% female and 30% male. That's beautiful. So they are coming by, It's just that men are also tend to be very busy and they don't chatty party, all that kind of stuff. But a lot of people are learning. Sometimes I encounter them in different spaces. And, so in the last 90 days, same number, 70% female and 30% male. And 0% user specified. There's nothing that we don't recognize there, right? In the last 365 days, 73% female, 26%. We can do better, gentlemen. If you're getting value from here, get your friends plugged in. Come on, give me some smoke. Maybe I don't even know what the hell I'm talking about. Bring some smoke. Let's talk about it, right? Let's talk about it. But we've definitely improved over time. Over a lifetime is actually showing 72% female, 27%. So there is a consistency here. What I'll tell you is that it might not change because, again, men, we have coconutted. Okay? We just think that some of this skill set are stuff we fall out of the skies with. Unfortunately, that's not how it works. If you go to the churches, you see something similar. Men are disengaged from personal self-improvement. and we can do better, but I'm not going to count on it. This number is kind of consistency everywhere you get, unless women are being dragged. If women are not being dragged, quote unquote, hold accountable, you're not going to see a bunch of men. I think this 30% of men here, I think these are the men, ladies, that you're looking out for. Okay, you will be able to tell when you find them. They are out there. Okay, you just have to, your own discernment spirit has to be sharp. You have to sharpen your own skills, sharpen your seduction skills. Okay, yes, ladies, you definitely are also accountable to creating a good space for a man to feel like he's yeah, I know they like to act macho and all that bullshit. They need validation too. Okay, when you praise them, their head pump, like so they need that as well. So yeah, just know that at the back of your mind. But we have some people showing up here, and they're enough. 30% of men showing up here, they're enough to impregnate everybody. Okay, how's that? They like to give that number all the time. Them Antoine Daniels, they always give the number how the small amount of men can impregnate the whole world. 30% of men, if that's what it takes, that's what it takes. That's more than enough. Okay, so if the men that are listening to me are quality men, let me repeat that. Even if they disagree with me, even the trolls that keep coming back, they are quality men. In terms of better than the remnants that you will see out there that may just want to quote unquote hold people. At the end of the day, this message is sinking into them. They might disagree with specific semantics and concepts, but the juice is sinking in. Okay, and we can see that the number is consistent. Okay, I wanted to share that with you so you can know that the ministry is moving forward. Open by Floor Tima says, it feels good to join the panel tonight. It feels so good to have you. Thank you so much. It feels so good. Because men think they do not need this type of conversation. They are wrong. Because their results is saying they need it. Okay? Yeah. There's nobody that knows it all. Even me. As I tell you, if I have disagreement with my wife, the last thing I ever want to do is bring up any of these topics. They work. They work. Why? Because I'm the culprit usually. She's also the culprit usually. So it doesn't work. The only thing that's going to work is not the terminologies, not the big English. Active listening. And I have to be honest with you, that's difficult sometimes. That's very difficult when you know that you know what you're talking about. That's very difficult. But hey, we talk the theory. When you get home, you practice the rest of it. That's the same reason they don't believe in counseling. Yes, and emotional intelligence and all this. But I bet saw all this English and terminologies, and it's the same issue. But we have Brother Ben who believes strongly in what I'm teaching. And we have, like I said, we have people that are starting to, like, even when I was spending a little time in the manosphere, like I have Mindrell comes here from time to time. He will say shout out, I've had a black man unfiltered who is also very strong in his beliefs. They stop by once in a while. We have people like that. They're trying to get the right answer. Sometimes it's confusing, sometimes innate, but we just know that something has to change, right? So, and I think some of those gentlemen's point of contention is that women also need to know, like, yes, okay, yes, Betty. That also part is killing me. Stop competing with the women. Stop it. Jesus Christ. The women yield to us. That's just the reality. Okay? Now, obviously, we're not talking about your Olo shows that you're following. If I open your discovery page on Instagram right now, it's booty that we see everywhere. We're not talking about those ones. We're talking about normal people. Anyway, shout out to Bagavad is here today. She said, this is why they say you're pandering to women. Yeah. So anytime somebody say I'm pandering to women, I'm like, this one, you will do all right, That's all I can say. But I really, if you've seen people that pander to women, I really actually ever get that. I usually don't get that. Because, so for example, Brother Ben will bring up some points. And I was like, no, Brother Ben, that's not what I'm trying to get at. I don't mean you start worshiping women. Please, that's the last thing you ever want to do. No woman wants to be worshipped. Okay? Stay calm, drink water. The concept is deeper than worshiping women. But it's definitely not holding women accountable. You don't want to be giving your problems away, random, willy-nilly. You want to embrace the fact that you're a leader who is responsible, accountable for the results you create in your romantic relationships. If you do that, you will naturally attract women who are accountable. Your point of leverage is not holding women accountable. She will not feel safe even if you are right. She will dump your ass. It's a matter of time.
Well, you're right.
No, women don't want sissy men. They don't want wussy men. Definitely not. So sometimes people might listen to me and say, I know what you're saying. We should just kneel down and give a ring to her. Like, no, I never said that. I never said that. You're listening with your simp mind. You're a recovering simp. I get it. So you assume everybody is going to simp. Relax. Okay, relax. Relax. Okay? The woman still needs you to be a man. She wants you to be a man. She wants you to have a core, to have your own belief system, even when you disagree. She wants you. That's what makes her feel safe. But she doesn't want you to be. She doesn't want you to bring up that Anambra and Ondo State Ekiti stuff. Because that would just essentially say you're disconnected from reality. Yeah. That one is not going to work either. The extremes of either end is not going to work. Okay? You need to just be a confident man, sure of yourself. You don't need validation. It feels good when you get validation, but you don't need it. Right? You're not asking for permission before you become a man or a leader. You're not saying things like, what are you going to do if a woman don't allow you to lead? Huh? That's blasphemy. We don't do that. Jesus Christ. Shout out to Gracious Greatness. You're here tonight. You're supposed to be in your bed, but I know it's a weekend too. Shout out to Brother Ben for making us laugh tonight. He said AY and Mabel is a good example. Yeah, like some of these guys, they don't know what they're doing. AY, all these superstars, they buy love with money. They think money was enough. And unfortunately, it's not enough. Now, this guy right here, let me show you this guy before I leave today. I jumped on his show. And I said something earlier on tonight. I want to round up with this. I said, when anybody who is a little bit on the elder side than me, when they are talking, right? I need to be patient. My English can get in the way of things. Okay? My English can get in the way of things. It's not. So I jumped on this brother's show. Right? You remember him?
And cowards.
This guy.
You wouldn't be talking about the fact that you are not going to get married. Because you can only be stupid as a man to be mature and stay single. And as much as you need to get married, at the same time, you don't have to be stupid. My dear brother, you need to think deeply about this I'm talking about.
So for a lot of so I still disagree with some concept from him, but I've listened long enough to see that he can actually be a good mentor to some of these young men, right? So a lot of stuff I teach, he teaches. In terms of he will say, because I hold women accountable does not mean you come here and start hold women accountable. Like, are you mad? Why do you have so much time? He's doing things like, and I like that. After listening to him long, so I jumped on his show and I gave him his kudos and I told him that I dragged him in the past. When that viral video, if you guys remember, went viral, when he was quote unquote older man. So even me too, I'm holding myself accountable. I'll listen a little bit longer. Maybe I can add context as opposed to outrightly disagreeing. I think sometimes just the way they put sentences together or the choices of words can throw me off. And and I'm like, wait, But I can hear how it can throw off anybody who is coming from this era. Like what you are saying, Baba, if we interpreted, even Dr. Sholai will say something sometimes like, what this Baba is saying, I was just like, Ola, drink water. He's landing messages. So let's rock with that. Let's rock with that, So, but sometimes it's a struggle for me personally, because I can see ahead how certain things will be interpreted as toxic, negative, and I know that some of my brothers are going to marry people and end up in the poto because they say some of these things out of their mouth. And not just saying, it is showing their behavior too. So that's some of the issues that we're talking about. Let me see. But Ben says, if the woman don't want to lead, then allow her to lead and do your thing. Now, if a woman don't want you to lead, that thing doesn't exist. Yeah, if a woman doesn't want you to lead, it really doesn't exist. If you're not leading, she will precisely lead. She will attempt to lead. Not just your woman romantically, your mother. Have you ever asked your mother, you go and report your wife to your mother? What do you think that turns out to be? Your mother will attempt to help you lead. She's not going to say it. She doesn't know she's doing it, but she will want to protect her son from a Jezebel. But when you think deep enough, that is a man who doesn't know what he's doing. And to get our brothers to understand that sometimes can be very, very, very difficult. What do you mean? But she was disrespectful, Brother Lee. That woman is only disrespectful because there's space for that. Listen, no, there's exception. There's some outrightly disrespectful women. You are absolutely correct about that. However, did you marry a disrespectful woman? Okay, what were you doing right in the first place? Okay, you stopped doing that thing, or you're not paying attention. Something changed. She evolved. She learned that she doesn't have to take bullshit. Oh, all right, now we're getting, where's the rest of the story? So anyway, I'm just stylishly covering up the top of the hour. I'm done. That's all I have for today. For any inquiries, we can only generalize on this platform. At the end of the day, we're all generalizing, okay? I just mitigate it small, but we're all generalizing because, you want personal help, you're going through something, you feel like you need coaching, you feel like it's toxic in your situation, engage me. Send me an email at ask@manofprestige.com. All right, or for any type of inquiries. You might have any questions, suggestions, anything. You can send us an email at ask@manofprestige.com. Do me a favor on your way out. Hit the like, share, subscribe. Do I look sleepy already? I do, right? This was awesome. I enjoyed it. All right. Now, tomorrow we'll see if we can show up. I do have a show scheduled for tomorrow, but we'll see about it, right? Yeah. Thank you, Chidima. Hopefully, you've been enlightened and educated. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
It's your love that I've been missing. I miss all your hugs, your touching and kissing. Me love on the floor, the couch in the kitchen. One love enough, we done enough.